I have I have finished my intervention on behalf of the European Parliament at this important meeting of the EU heads of state or government. As I said in my entrance remarks, this European Council must take decisions. There is no choice. People are worried. They are worried about how they are going to make their ends meet, how they will pay their mortgages, if they will have jobs to go to, and ultimately they will be worried about housing. We are experiencing double-digit inflation rates and rapidly rising interest rates that are creating, as I called it, a true tsunami, wiping the value of people's houses, salaries and national budgets. The time for small steps is over. What we need now is giant leaps in order to replace those small steps. We can get our bills under control. We can cushion the social and economic impact of the crisis. We can bring down sky-high energy prices, but we can only manage it if we do it together. We need to take lessons from the COVID pandemic because we did precisely that. And we are doing it now in response to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So with the same determination, the same sense of solidarity, coordination, we can do it again in the context of the energy challenges that we face and the spillover effects of those challenges. My main message, therefore, was this is not the time to wait. This is the time for action. Two issues I also highlighted. We need to talk about the EU budget. Things that we agreed only last year already look like they come from another world. The EU's 7-year budget is already overtaken by events, and it is simply out of date. It lacks the flexibility that we need to have to respond to crisis. Now, this is not about more transfers from member states. It's not even about more money. It is about our ability to reflect emerging needs and new priorities. There is a difference between a revision and the review, and we need the former rather sooner than later. This is the position of the European Parliament. We also need to make quick progress on getting the Union its own resources or income. This was our plan, to be able to repay our next generation EU debt. And with raising interest rates, the repayments are already substantially eating into the EU budget. Money that should instead be spent on our priorities. This is something we cannot explain today to our citizens, and it is crucial to maintain the Union's credibility on the capital markets. I said at this point that the European Parliament is a partner. It is an ally of the European Council, full understanding for the emergency and the urgency we are living in. However, the Parliament is also co-legislator, which means that beyond the emergency, medium and longer term measures need to be undertaken together with the European Parliament, which has proven time and time again of being a solid, effective and efficient partner, as we have been not only since the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the adoption of numerous macro-financial assistance packages, decisions on gas storage, decisions on Repower EU, which we will be able to table in the next mini-plenary in November, decisions on the accession of Croatia to the Schengen area, strong resolutions on accession of Romania and Bulgaria to the Schengen area. This was a point that I made with a strong mandate of the European Parliament that was given to me yesterday. Also, in preparation to ongoing discussions with President Zelensky, I welcome the fact that in an unprecedented manner, the European Parliament agreed by consensus yesterday to award the Sakharov Prize to the people of Ukraine, the brave people of Ukraine, as represented by their president. Which brings me to my penultimate point, that none of all we are doing can be done without considering Ukraine at full center of everything we do. All issues are interconnected. There are different sides to the same challenges. If we want to safeguard Europe's future, we need to act with speed, we need to act with fortitude, and we need to act with unity. Because here we have to recognize that any sign of disunity will be exploited. We need to increase sanctions, we need to provide heavy weaponry and air defense systems, and we need to plan for continued financial support. And when storage capacities run out, we are at a very, very good stage, even achieving our goals earlier than planned. We need to prepare for the months ahead, because everything that we do today, from a security of supply angle, from an energy decision angle, from a defense angle, depends on Ukraine, and vice versa. The very last point I will make is, because this was confirmed informally and formally within the European Council, is that in November the European Parliament will be celebrating its 70th year since it started operation, if I can call it that. And we are working on a visit and an address by President Macron, Prime Minister De Croo, Prime Minister Bettel in Strasbourg on the 22nd of November. That is something that will happen. So I leave it at here, and I'm happy to take your questions.